Hey folks, this is Riker with a video on the World of Warcraft and Diablo leaks that happened over the weekend. This weekend saw the leak from Blizzard itself of the next WoW expansion, Dragonflight, and a separate leak through a World of Warcraft data mine of a Diablo 4 Collector's Edition mount, which suggests Diablo 4 is unlikely to be too far away. In this video, we'll cover the two leaks, we'll make educated guesses on what that could mean for the release date of Diablo 4, and we'll speculate on what the mount can mean for Diablo 4. So first off, the leaks. Now, because they happened around April Fool's Day, there was some initial question about whether they were just April Fool's jokes. However, they did both occur outside of the regular April Fool's window, and after Blizzard had already done its obvious April Fool's jokes. So the first big leak was the next WoW expansion, and this was discovered on April 2nd. Looking at the official World of Warcraft website, if you looked into the source code, you would see references to WoW Dragonflight base pre-purchase, WoW Dragonflight heroic pre-purchase, WoW Dragonflight upgrade from base to heroic, and more. So this very much seemed to reference an expansion with multiple tiers of pre-purchase or upgrade paths, similar to what we saw with the previous expansion, Shadowlands. Now, throughout the year, Wowhead had been data mining a number of dragon-related items, which, speculation, may be tied to this expansion's pre-order bonuses. Then after this leak happened, it was discovered that on March 29th, new web certifications for dragonflight.blizzard.com had been registered. No one was looking for those previously, but after seeing this Dragonflight mention within the Blizzard website source code, people started looking and found that, yeah, just a few days ago, those were registered. And then this image was leaked onto the internet, showing what appears to be either concept art or the actual cover art for World of Warcraft Dragonflight, complete with the Dragonflight title and depicting Alexstrasza in a new outfit that seems more in line with Blizzard's new art direction. She's got more clothes on her in the same way that Sylvanas got her redesign, her new outfit. And while it is possible for this image to be faked, it released onto the internet within just a couple hours of the original leak. And so to make a Photoshop with this level of detail in that short amount of time would be, well, almost unbelievable. Now, there was another leak back on February 8th that said, this was just on the forums, a forum post saying that Dragonflight would be the next expansion and provided a bunch of details. Now, this does not confirm that that leak was real. It's possible that that person just guessed at the expansion name after seeing the data mined assets over the months of dragon-related things. If you suspect the next expansion will be dragon-related, calling it Dragonflight isn't too big of a stretch. For what it's worth, he said that the expansion would be announced on February 28th. Obviously that didn't happen, and that the announcement of an announcement would happen on February 18th, and that the release goal for the expansion would be Q1 2023. He also gave a ton more details about what the expansion entails, and I'll leave this up on screen for you folks to judge for yourself. I'll link it as well in the description for you to fully, properly read. But I know a lot of WoW players that have read this find some of the things in here really stretching credibility, and combine that with the fact that obviously the reveal did not happen in February, make of this what you will. It was on March 7th, not on February 18th, that Blizzard made their announcement of an announcement, stating that they would reveal the actual expansion on April 19th. And it is possible that their timeline simply got delayed at some point. Maybe this alleged leaker had older information. Maybe that was the original plan before things got delayed. So that covers the expansion leak, but now let's talk about the second leak related to Diablo 4, which happened on the WoW PTR for patch 925. As part of a recent PTR update, a new achievement was data mined after that update, an achievement related to Diablo 4. In the Feat of Strength section, which is typically reserved for things like pre-order bonuses of collector's editions and stuff, we see this new achievement. Achievement, owner of the Diablo 4 Collector's Edition Amalgam of Rage mount. Mount, Reigns of the Amalgam of Rage. Now, Blizzard often does these cross-promotional rewards between its games. Diablo 3, for instance, has a number of cosmetics related to World of Warcraft. So, it sounds like owning a collector's edition, or digital deluxe certainly, of Diablo 4 will reward WoW players with some special mount in World of Warcraft. Typically though, we don't see these achievements appear until we've actually got a collector's edition revealed. And so that takes us into the next part of this video. What does this tell us about Diablo 4's release date? Well, one has to wonder, why did Blizzard choose to insert this achievement into WoW during the 9.2.5 patch cycle? Again, patch 9.2.5 is currently on the PTR. It began PTR testing on March 22nd, and if you look back historically on the time it takes between the start of a PTR and the release of that patch in World of Warcraft, it's roughly 2 to 3 months on average, sometimes more, sometimes less. So let's say that the intent is to launch 9.2.5 by the end of June. So now, operating under the assumption that this achievement was added on PTR because they do plan to have that achievement in the game for the launch of 9.2.5, then that would almost necessitate that by the time we see 9.2.5 launch, we would have the Collector's Edition reveal for Diablo 4 by that point. And Blizzard does not reveal Collector's Editions 2 years in advance. Let's take a look at some recent examples. For instance, Shadowlands Collector's Edition was announced on July 8th with pre-orders available, and Shadowlands released on November 23rd, about 4 months later. Battle for Azeroth Collector's Edition was revealed on April 5th, 2018, and it released on August 14th, 2018, about 4.5 months later. Now, those are expansions, so the dev cycle is quicker. So we'll look at the last 2 full games Blizzard released. We gotta go further back. I don't like going too far back because times can change, strategies can change, but Overwatch Collector's Edition revealed November 6th, 2015, with pre-orders available. Overwatch released May 14th, almost 7 months later. Diablo 3 Collector's Edition revealed October 24th, 2011. It released on May 15th, 2012, roughly 7 months later. So let's go with that roughly 7-month figure. Let's say that Diablo 4 Collector's Edition is revealed shortly before WoW's patch 9.2.5 goes live. Because why would they be adding that achievement into the game sooner than is necessary? They know it's going to be data mined, everything in WoW is data mined, so they know putting that in the game files will result in that achievement going public. So we're left with either it was just a mistake that this got put onto PTR and that it is not ready to be added to the game at all, or that they are intending to launch this achievement with 9.2.5. So we get Diablo 4 Collector's Edition revealed. We get patch 9.2.5 for WoW released, and then that gives us about 7 months, let's say, before the release of Diablo 4, and that would put us around February of 2023. Of course, give or take a couple months, we need that wiggle room. Maybe patch 9.2.5 will release a month later. Maybe that 7-month window will be shorter, maybe it'll be longer, we don't know. But regardless, this lines up surprisingly well with my crackpot theory of March 21st, 2023 being the target release date for Diablo 4. As a reminder, a new Diablo book is coming out, Diablo Tales from the Horadric Library, and it's going to release on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2022. Now, past Diablo book releases included the Book of Cain, which was released 5 months before Diablo 3, and the Book of Tyrael, which released 5 months before Reaper of Souls. And in both cases, it was exactly 154 days between the book release and the game release. So 154 days after October 22nd, when, again, Tales of the Horadric Library is releasing, brings us to March 21st, 2023. Now, of course, this is just speculation, and plans and dates are always subject to change. Just think of all the delays we've seen in the dates and times Blizzard has made public. You can only imagine what's going on with the non-public dates behind the scenes. But again, we're seeing this sort of spring 2023 timeframe starting to line up. And that takes us to the final part of this video. What the hell is an Amalgamation of Rage? That's the name of the mount you get in World of Warcraft, and presumably it's named after something in Diablo 4 called an Amalgamation of Rage, or Amalgam of Rage. So what could that be? Well, amalgam is a mixture of something or a combination of things, and rage is, well, it's rage, it's an emotion. It's like anger's bigger, meaner brother. In Diablo 3, rage is the barbarian's resource. In Diablo 2, feral rage is a druid werewolf skill. Maybe that's somehow related to druids or barbarians. Feels like a stretch, but at this point everything is speculation, and we can explore a number of different theories. Now, one theory would be that the Amalgam of Rage is somehow tied to the 5th class. Maybe we'll get a 5th class reveal and the Collector's Edition, everything at once. Maybe that 5th class is some kind of summoner, maybe a demon summoner, and the Amalgam of Rage is one of his summons, similar maybe to a necromancer's golem, because a golem is basically an amalgam of, well, it depends on what kind of golem, but either an amalgam of blood and guts, an amalgam of chunks of metal. I mean, they definitely look like something you'd call an amalgam. So let's say this summoner can summon demons of some kind. There is a precedent in the Diablo universe for this kind of class. One of the oldest mage clans, the Vigeri, were once known as the Spirit Clan because they were summoners and thought they were summoning spirits, but those spirits were actually demons. So maybe an Amalgam of Rage is some kind of demon construct that is formed from chunks of raw rage from hell. It's mindless, and therefore it's safely under your control. So that's one theory. Another possibility is that the Amalgam of Rage is some kind of enemy we'll fight. Either some random monster that looks cool, or maybe something significant to the story, maybe a boss of some kind. Remember, we left off with Diablo 3's story, having all 7 great evils imprisoned in the Black Soul Stone. But once that Black Soul Stone was destroyed, well, everything has been set free. Maybe some of the essences of what was sucked into that stone has manifested as an Amalgam of Rage. Maybe some mixture of the different evils and whatever else was in there. Maybe it's this manifestation of the weakened forms of the great evils, or something else entirely formed out of that Black Soul Stone. Maybe the Amalgam of Rage is some kind of new Lord of Hell, unrelated to the Black Soul Stone entirely. All the Lords of Hell, or anyone important in Hell, has a title of some kind. Maiden of Anguish, Maiden of Lust, Lord of Terror, Lord of Hatred. Amalgam of Rage? We've not seen an amalgam before, but it feels like it could fit in. We've never had anyone with a title associated with rage or anger, for that matter. We've had wrath, but not rage or anger. And it does seem to be a natural suffix for a demon. Or who knows, maybe the Amalgam of Rage is an actual demon steed. Maybe in Diablo 4, which we know will have mounts in Diablo 4, maybe we'll be able to ride an Amalgam of Rage. That's some kind of mount you can unlock or something. And so maybe WoW players will get a mount that looks the same. This would not be the first time a Diablo-themed mount has appeared in World of Warcraft. Back in 2012, for Diablo 3's release, you can get Tyrael's Charger, which was a mount themed after what Tyrael's horse would presumably look like. But I turn the speculation to you folks. What do you think the Amalgam of Rage might be? And do you think any of this may be hinting to a D4 release date? Sound off in the comments, because that is going to wrap up this video. But do be sure to have checked out our Diablo 4 quarterly update coverage. It just released last week. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you like what you see on this channel and want to support the creation of more content, you can consider pledging on YouTube or Patreon and unlocking behind-the-scenes content, monthly virtual hangouts, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Riker's Raiders for more Diablo content.